Are you using
Hola,
a, are you using a squeaky over there?
buddies. He's just
Buddy.
that is his our introduction. He's introing us.
Oh, chew the
That's our
fat,
music.
chew the fat, chew, 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 chew the fat.
There you go. And he's making the sounds.
Yeah. See, that was
Welcome
a good
back,
intro.
people. It was great. Good job. Welcome back,
Episode
people.
11.
Welcome back to our episode 11 of our Chew the Fat. Thank you for being with us today. We appreciate your time listening us. Today we're talking about
Wait, I have a
oh,
promo.
he has a
Uh,
promo. Willie Lee has a promo. Let's hear it.
I don't even know if you call it a promo. A shout out. So I do Fight Against Dad Bod.
Yeah.
There's a guy out there doing Fight Against Teacher Bod.
Teacher Bud?
Teacher Bod. Fight Against Teacher Bod.
That's fun. That is awesome.
I got a drink cup from him.
That is great.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
All right, carry on.
Okay, so today, episode 11, we're going to be talking about all or nothing mentality and where this behavior takes you. Yeah?
All right. Yes. Hey, when you said we're going to do all or nothing, so I
Yeah.
have a couple avenues that I could talk about on it, but I want to hear you go first. So when you said, let's talk about all or nothing, is that like a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
I think it's if you're a normal person, regular human that's not an athlete and just talking about health and fitness, not all aspects of your life, and you're just trying to find balance, I think that's a bad thing. Unless you're an athlete and you're that is your life, then you for sure wants to be on the all of the time. But I do believe that you staying on the all of the time leaves you to burning the candle and crashing down to the nothing real fast. Especially regular humans that have no, because I feel like athletes, people like those, more athletic athletes, right? Like they do it, there's their profession. It's easier to stay focused on the prize of I need to do this every day, 2 times a day, and eat clean and always walk on the line because they have an end goal, which is their profession. They want to be the best on their game.
Yeah.
We regular humans want to be the best in our lives. And that can vary, as we've been saying in the last, 11 episodes, 10 episodes. It depends on the season of your life, what that looks for you at that moment.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I had a couple.
What do you think?
Well, that was I just didn't know where you wanted to go with it. Because on the side of definitely all or nothing, I could find some scenarios where, especially in nutrition, if people are, say they're following whatever good eating is for them, and then they're at a party, a bar mitzvah, or I don't know why I said bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
I don't know, a baby shower, a wedding, an event. And then they have, I don't know, one piece of cake or one glass of beer or something, and they say, screw it. So then they're out because they're not all into their nutrition. It's either all or nothing. I'm either going to do this or I'm not. And there's no in between of making good choices. It's either I'm eating super clean and restricting of everything, or I'm just going to eat like an a-hole and go to town.
Yeah.
So I get that. Then on the other side, the avenue of all or nothing being good was, as far as that was more like something. So when I think of that, something like, say, in work or business, or there's a subject or something you kind of want to get into, but you kind of just randomly do it. And it takes up a lot of mental space, takes up a lot of thought process, and then you dabble in it. And then you're also working in all these other areas. Well, that little thing that you're dabbling with isn't producing results that you desire. So then it makes it more frustrating because now you're spending time over here. So a good side of all or nothing is if this thing is not producing the fruit that you would like and you're not putting the time in, you either need to dive all into that and then do everything you can to make it work, or just cut it, leave it, because it's not worth the stress and the extra anxiety and little dribble. So that was my two sides camps.
Yeah, I think that, well, in you saying that, I think there are two things. One, I think it's easier to be all or nothing on tests that are finite, right? Like, let's say one workout, right? I'm doing today's workout and it's going to be all or nothing. I'm either going to go full send and I'm going to die on the floor, or I'm not going to even try, right? That is one mindset. That is a finite timeline of effort. And you know that there's going to be a beginning and an end. And that is the time to go full send.
Yeah.
And then I can see it, the all or nothing. But then there is just the mindset of being all or nothing in a binary way of either I am perfect, and if I am not perfect, I am a failure, right? Either I am good or I am bad. And that's kind of like how I see or what I meant by all or nothing. It's the binary way of seeing our behavior in a sense of I'm either here or here. There's no space in between here, which it's not true. There's a ton of space between being good and being bad. You're not either just good or just bad, right? Or you're not like, it's not because it did not went perfectly that you are a failure. That's not true. Like, you can be not perfect, but you still are a success.
Yeah.
Or you can maybe not succeed at what you're doing in what you had in your mind, but still achieve tons of good. You know? Yeah. So what I see it on the all or nothing mindset is people there, like on the first case that you said, like, today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna eat clean and I'm not gonna be eating like an asshole. And then comes 11 and their partners come home with a donut, their favorite donut. And they're like, oh, for sure, I'm going to eat that today, because if I leave it for tomorrow, that's not going to be as good. And then they eat the donut. And then when they're done with the donut, they're like, well, screw it. I already ate the donut. Might as well just drink a beer, order wings, have pizza for dinner, and who cares? Right? When in reality, yes, you had a donut that it's maybe, let's say that it's 300 calories and shit ton of sugar. Yes, that's 300 calories on a nutrition and a day that you can eat 2,000, and the rest, so like way more than half of your calories could go for single clean foods that would add up way more to the benefit of your health than thinking, screw it, I don't care, I might as well just keep on going.
Yeah,
right?
I get that.
Where my mind goes in the sense of all or nothing. And nutrition, health, fitness, those are not finite tasks, right? In theory, you want to take care of your health forever. You want to keep on doing fitness forever. Even though you're going to change the type of fitness you're doing, you still want to do it forever. You want to take care of your nutrition forever. And if you go all like, I'm going to be full send on my nutrition, it's not sustainable, because you're going to be like, there is no way you're going to be perfect throughout. Like, there's going to be events, right? Like you said, there's going to be bar mitzvahs. So who knows? Who knows what's going to be served in it? And you want to have fun. Like, you want to have the beer and the wings. And that should fit your day without making you feel like a failure.
Yeah.
Right? That's my thinking.
Kind of like even on this podcast, there's so many things that I think would be like cool for us to do, right? But if we waited till we got all of that stuff ready, or we tried to do everything, then we're like, oh, screw it, we can't do that. Let's do nothing. So instead, we just found a way to record ourselves, and we're just doing it. And I really feel like what we talked about before, like we started recording, like, let's just keep doing this for a year. And we don't have like a specific goal, but we know this is something good, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like the most perfect anything. I don't think we're even trying to act like it's perfect or anything, but we're like doing it. And so with someone's nutrition, it's 100% like that. Like they've been eating like junk for 20 years, and then they want to start living healthy, and all of a sudden they're on this like most ridiculous, most restrictive, crazy, I don't know, diet, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's not sustainable. But like what we have here is like, we're just trying to make an appointment. We do some talking, try to help people. That's sustainable. That's something, the best that we can. And that's what we can do.
Right.
And
it doesn't need to be perfect. We don't I'm sure there are dozens of other podcasts that are way more fancy with music intro, like official music intro. And like, but like, we're just trying to do our part and the little bit that we can, which if we get lost on the all or nothing mindset, I feel like it's easier to also get lost on who am I to think that I have the right to talk to a bunch of people about this subject. My podcast doesn't even have a music intro, or we don't even like who am I, right? Like, I think it's easier to put yourself down and doubt your capabilities when you're on this mindset, because you are expecting perfection, right? And if the perfection doesn't happen, that's when you are like, you are a fraud for sure. You do not deserve you don't deserve that as people listen to you, because you're a fraud. You're not perfect. You're a failure.
Yeah.
But if you're just like trying to show up and do your best and be consistent, just like we're trying, like, okay, let's shoot for every Wednesday. We try to talk and see what's going to happen. And we come up with a subject, and let's see if we can help people with stuff that we struggle, right? Because it's also difficult for us sometimes, like on last Wednesday when you said, I really didn't want to work out, but my brain was like, just do it. And like, those are things that people struggle, that we struggle to. And I think sometimes people don't see it or forget that we do struggle with those things and think that we have it easier. That's just like so easy for us, which is not. Like this weekend I was traveling, and I was like, my only goal was like, I'm going to drink water. My goal is going to be to drink water, because that's the easiest thing for you to not crush when you're traveling is water, because it's like you have to pay for water and you don't want to pay for water, and it's difficult to find water. And there's way more things that are way more fun to drink than water. So like my goal when I was traveling was like, I'm just going to crush water. That's it. Whatever happens is going to happen. If I eat more than I need to eat, or less than I need to eat, or more crap than I usually do, it's going to be, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to have fun. In nutrition wise, I'm going to crush water. And that was like legit my only goal. And I did. Like, I was super proud that I did. Like, I found ways to always like sneak. I brought with me one of those little bottles, and I would go to Starbucks whenever I could and ask them to fill up my bottle, which they do. So nice. Yeah. So I was like, awesome. And I kept drinking water like that. But then on Sunday, when I was like, I came back, I went to the airport way earlier than I needed, just because I had nothing to do with the hotel. So I just went to the airport and do work on the airport. And, airport food.
Mm.
And then like I ate, like that was my lunch, airport food. And then I bought like a bag of nuts with chocolate on it. And I sat down on the airplane and I downed the whole pack. And I'm like, dang it, that's dumb. But it was just so good. And I was so bored inside the airplane that I just downed the thing. But then I got home and I was like, okay, it's fine. Let's have a good dinner. Let's eat a ton of protein for dinner and finish it up the day in a good note. And tomorrow is another day. And that's what I did. So it's good. Like, I think it's important for people to know that we struggle with these things too. Like sometimes I get lost on my all or nothing mentality and I feel like a failure on a ton of things, including nutrition and fitness. And then I feel like, boom, you crushed it today. Look at you. Perfect. Right? Like, but then it's like, okay, the goal is not be perfect. It's just to be.
Yeah. Hey, when you said about water on a trip and then you got to pay for water. So we just did like a long road trip as a family. And one of the things I thought was the funnest that I did, this is dumb, but you know, like when you go into the gas stations and then they have that little ice, like the little small cubes. It's just like the crushed ice. So I would bring my thermos in or whatever you call it, and I would just fill that up with ice like every time. Then anything that I drank or had was out of that. So as I'm driving, because we did the road trip, it just tasted so much better. I was like, oh, I'm going to get ice every time. So that was mine. And what was crazy, because whatever I have in my thermos, I'll just drink, whether it's water, a drink, anything. I just drink it. Well, now we're driving and I have to pee a lot because I drink a lot. So then I had to focus on not drinking as much anything, water, well, obviously even, caffeine or.
Yeah.
And then like when you're driving late at night to have caffeine, you're like, what? So I did for the nutrition, as we started driving, I made like good choices. Now we drove like for a whole week. Like there was over 45 hours in a car. At the beginning, so it was like jerky, just making good or decent decisions. And then by the time we were done, I definitely got to a part where I was like, oh man, I don't know, I can't think of anything now, but it wouldn't matter what the food was. I just wanted a lot of it. And then I would drink like caffeine towards the afternoon just so I could, stay awake while you drive and stuff like that. So I definitely had a turning point of an all or nothing. I was like, let's just go. But so I fell off for sure.
Yeah. So
I have an all or nothing for lifting. This was probably back, long time ago. But so say you follow a program and you're following a specific program and it says for a specific movement. Say if it says dumbbell bench press and you need 35-pound dumbbells. It's written on paper. There's 35-pound dumbbells. And then you go in, it has everything else, but it doesn't have the dumbbells, but there's other things. Like obviously you could press, but it didn't have that, and be like, screw it, I can't even do this workout. I don't even have the dumbbells. That shows up a lot in people's day, in their workout, or when they come in. If they have something funky with their shoulder, like they can't do a pull, and maybe 1 out of the 10 things that we're doing today is one pull. So then they're like, well, I can't do that, so I might as well not go in.
Right.
I'm out.
I can't run. I'm not going to do this workout.
Nope.
Yeah. So for sure, why would you, so someone that is stuck on this mindset, right? Like this is just because I feel like mindset is a lot about also about habits, right? Like we can change it, right? Like those are not things that we are born with. Like those are just like for some reason, something happened when we are growing up, we are taught this way, and then we carry over towards our adulthood and then pass it on towards our child and so on. Generational stuff is created, right? So you can change it if you focus on it and put a bit of work. Like it's not easy, but if you put work on it, you can change it. So for someone that would like to change this type of behavior / mindset, what do you say?
Well, what comes to mind right now, it's one of our, hey, what did we call our foundational pillars? We had 7 or 8 of them. We got to do an episode. We got to redo those. But you remember, it was like number 1 was don't eat like an a-hole. They were pillars or something, or foundation.
Yes.
Well, anyways, one of them was movement. Movement matters, or what was that one?
Movement is medicine.
I don't think that was what it was, but that's what we meant.
Okay.
Down to move.
Oh, down to move. Yes.
So what comes to my mind with that, and what I use a lot now, because I'm of an older, wiser descent now, I really see if people like movement matters. So it's less about kind of the specific routine, and overall it's more important, can we get you moving? And then just movement matters. That's what I would say. I could like go down a rabbit hole on that, but down to move. I would say try to get them to focus on movement matters more than the specific routine. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I think it's like first figure it out. What do you want from what you're trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I feel like that's the first, like, that would be like, okay, what is the outcome that we're expecting from this? Right. And then make a plan from this, what's going to happen when I wake up, and this is going to happen. It is like from the smallest thing to the biggest ones, not like, even if your dream is like, even if what you're trying to achieve is huge. And then keep in mind your why while you're trying to figure out your steps, because I feel like it's easier to get lost on the all or nothing of the perfection or failure once you forget your why. So like, for example, we work out to be healthy, right? Like if someone asked you why you work out, having a good body, feel good, all of those are byproducts. Your reason why is to be healthy, right? So then whatever you do to achieve, to work in related to workout, to achieve what you want, should be always having your why as a foundation. So if, let's say you decide you working out and you start like, oh, I'm just going to take some stuff over here to get stronger faster. Okay. How that's your why is to be healthy. How taking those products are going to affect your health. Is this in line with your why? Even though we might get you to some of your byproducts faster, is this in line with your why? And if the answer is no, then it's pretty easy. Like your action is already decided. Like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, so on that, like if I use like the risk reward, like, so say for a specific workout or a specific lift or a specific something, and someone's asking you, they're like, oh, I think I could do that. Should we do it? And it's like, well, there's a risk reward moment right here. Yeah. So you're either going to risk it and you may not get hurt. It may help you get to whatever. But if it doesn't, and then you do get hurt trying that one little thing, is that risk worth the reward. And if your goal was to come in and be healthy long term, then this little decision right here. Now, and I don't know the actual answer. To some people, right. It is. They're like, yes, I'm down with that.
Yes.
If I mess up and it sets me back 2 months, yes. It's like, okay. If they have a glazed look over their face and you explain to them, so it's going to take you 2 months to come back from this to be here, where you are here. And then, you have the glazed look, then that probably is not for them, right? So then they bypass that decision or change it or modify it or something, right? And then they're further along. So yeah, I definitely go risk reward. And I've made like, I say like, yep, worth it. Dang it. And then I'm set back. However, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do.
That is your responsibility.
Whatever. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Fight against dad bod.
Yeah. And then I think like learn with your mistakes, right? Because it's like, you're going to get it wrong. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're going to fall. That's the given. Like, I feel like that's the given of life. We're going to fall.
Yeah. Well, that's just it too. And no one gets up from here to here in a straight line. It all goes like this.
Right.
And I think that's like
getting up and fallings and getting up and fallings and getting up.
Yeah. And you can't even so like with this podcast, I mean, you can't lead anyone anywhere unless you've kind of been through it or had situations where other people have been through it and you've seen them go through. And the only way that happens is something messed up and it's not good. So you have to fix it. And then that's what creates how you can help others. So when that happens to them, just know that you're going to get through it and they're going to help someone because someone else is going to ask the same question. They'll be like, wait a minute, I did this. Hi, don't do it.
Been there, done that.
Yep. Got the t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like and always remind yourself that's not worth it, right? Like it's not worth it. Like it might be easier to stay on that mindset because that's where your comfort zone is, and leaving it's going to take a ton of thinking and a ton of work. But where is this behavior taking you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, is it taking you further along? And if it is, power to you, right? Like if that is the type of thing that fires you up, and you are so consumed in being perfect that you don't never allow yourself to fall, and you think that that's moving your needle, I would raise my eyebrow to this. But if it's working for you, who am I to say you were wrong?
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of people is staying on the all or nothing and think that if you're not perfect is a failure, you're a failure. I think that's counterproductive, and it delays your progress and makes you not feel good about yourself most of the time. Yeah. And then you don't do what you need to do because you're afraid. I feel like always the fear of failure always going to be greater than the chance of being perfect.
Have you ever skied? Have you ever skied before?
I did. I have a great story about that.
Snowboarding,
actually.
Oh, snowboarding.
Awesome story about that, but go ahead.
Did you fall?
Yes.
Yeah. So then you snowboarded. So like when people say, hey, I went skiing or snowboarding, I never fell. It's like, you really didn't do it then.
I mean, yes, no. So here's my story. Here's my story for us too. Let's finish it up our episode with this amazing story about
land the plane.
Yes.
Karina's in snow. She's snowboarding.
About falling. So first time snowing. I'm from Brazil. Not really that acquainted with snow. So first time snowing. Vanessa's like, it's gonna be awesome. I love snowboarding. That's what I do. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be amazing at it. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen, but okay, let's do it. I'm down for it. Let's try and see what's going to happen. And she's like, awesome. So we get to wherever we were, and she is like, awesome, let's go. Like, we slept, woke up next day, rent my board because I don't have anything. we sit on the little lift thing, and we just go like, and we keep on going, and we keep on going. And it feels like we're going to the tallest mountain I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm like, Vanessa, I don't think that that's an amazing plan. I feel like we're going super high. And I've never even.
Wait, she didn't even take you down the bunny hill or anything?
No, that was my first mountain. I never even had been on my 2 feet standing up on the board. So I didn't even know that I could stand up on the board with my feet on the board, right? Like, I didn't even know that I was able to do that little thing over there. Okay, we're already on the lifter. We're going up. Like, there's nowhere to go. Like, I've been looking all around, snow all around. Like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. We're going up, going up, going up. We get to the tallest mountain from where we were. And Vanessa is like, okay, now you're going to put this on your feet and we're going to go down the mountain. And I'm like, okay, that's it. She's like, yeah, just slide it down the mountain. Okay. First thing that I do, like, I put the thing on my feet and I try to stand up and I'm like, fall again. And I'm like, wow, Vanessa, I don't know about this. It's just like, it's fine. That happens. Like, let's go. Let's try again. Okay, let's try again. I try to get up and I fall again. And I try to get up and I fall again. And I try to get up and all of a sudden, like, I could go for a little bit, slide for a little bit, and I would follow. And then I get up, slide for a bit, and fall. And get up and slide for a bit and fall. And
dear Lord.
Yes. And that happened for the entirety of the mountain. That happened through the whole freaking mountain. We were like, she was like, I don't know, if we didn't divorced on that trip, I don't think we divorced more. He was so mad at me because I could not stay on my feet on that board. And I was super frustrated because I was tired of falling down and getting up and trying to slide and falling down and getting up and trying to slide and fall. I was exhausted. It was a good 5 hours of doing that. And and I would see like little kids, 5-year-old.
Little Groms.
Oh my goodness. And I would be like even more frustrated because they would like do little tricks in front of me. And I'm just like with my butt I was on the verge of tears.
What about just at some point just walking?
That I'll tell you what happened. As soon as I saw like, I don't know, we were far away still from the bottom. And as soon as I could see the bottom, like from all of the things that could be like, oh, okay, we're close to the bottom. I sat down and I butt slide the rest of the mountain.
Yes.
Home with a poop of snow on my butt. Like there was a good 2 like kilos of snow on my butt from me sliding down the mountain to get it. I was so frustrated. And then
that was your first day?
That was my first day. So the next day she was like, no, we're going to hire someone to help you. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm like, yes, I'm not doing it either.
That is great.
So when you fall down, you get up and you try again. Even if you have to slide down the mountain in your butt, it's going to be fine.
I like it.
Yeah.
Land it with that. That was pretty good. Stronger by Design. We are Stronger by Design.
Oh, that is our website. We are Stronger by Design is our website. We have United Trainers Association as our website. On my website, you're going to learn a little bit about me and the programs that I offer. How could you should you want to work with me? How can you? The things
I thought you were saying, how could you? How you could work with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever, how are the things that I offer and how can I help you through your journey. On Willie Lee's website, you're going to learn a little bit like certification, learn a little bit more about fitness, a little bit about nutrition. There's nutrition on your certification, right?
It's basic. It's not a nutrition certificate. There's just nutrition in the certification.
Yes, just learning a little
basic,
bit. About, yes, very basic learning about nutrition, which is always good for your journey if that's your jam. Sponsors for today, we have Modify Health, which are serving Mediterranean food and low FODMAP. Low FODMAP is great if you have gut problems, gut sensitivity. So go for it. Even if you don't order food, but you're having gut sensitivity problems, low FODMAP is the thing that you want to research and try to follow. If you put Coach K code, if you use that code, you're going to get $60 off your first 3 orders. Willie Lee has
Mindful Meals, and that's from the Orlando area. If you go to Mindful Meals, and they have from breakfast to different things you can order, regular meals, portion plus, extra protein, lower carbs. Everything's gluten-free, from what I understand. And if you use United Trainers Association, you get 10% off every ongoing order.
Boom.
It's good.
Yes, it's awesome. It makes your life health easier and
simpler.
It helps you crush some goals without overthinking it. People, as always, we are so very thankful for you to spend a little bit of time with us, and we know that your time is valuable. So we appreciate that you are listening to us and watching Willie Lee dance if you're watching YouTube. We appreciate you, and I hope to see you again here next week. I love y'all. Thank you.
Peace.